You have to realize, this is Josh's first year. He just had his anniversary for 1 year. I think it was the night
Happy anniversary.
the night of the break, I think. But, so typically, and this hasn't been going on for years. I think it started in maybe 18 or 19. And so they'll come down and we'll talk about the ones, we'll look at the brakes, we'll look at the age, we'll look at the material. And if we know the condition because it's been recently dug or during a flushing that they know that there isn't much pressure, we'll talk about that, and then we'll give it a rating of 1, 2, or 3, 1 being the highest, 3 being the lowest. And I think there was 41 on that, and I do appreciate that there was money put aside to do some water stuff. And I know there's a lot of things to do in this city. It's not just water. So I did appreciate that we at least put some money to water. There has to be a lot more. And I'll say one more thing and then shut up. But there could be a pipe on that is not on that list that breaks tomorrow. We don't know until we know sometimes. If there's never been a break, well, I'm sorry, we didn't know. It might have been 80 years old or 90 years old, but we never had an issue with it. Every time they flowed it, maybe it was good, but it could still break. So I can't know until we know. So we do it only based on what we know. And if we didn't unearth it to look at it, and it had good flow during flushing, then I don't know that it's in bad condition.
So we were pretty lucky. I mean, it's been reported that the town of Familia's had 300 breaks in 1 year on a fairly new system. The Development Authority just replaced all their lines going out Patterson Road, which is 25, 30 years old. So for us to be getting by on what we've got with 100, 150-year-old pipes, we've been pretty lucky. As Vicki said, that you don't know about a break until it breaks. And the break on Huntington Street, we did not know there was a break until it broke that night. There was no way of knowing that. It's when the water comes bubbling out of the street, you say, okay, there's a break. It's not a slow, it's usually not a slow thing. It just pops. Normally, and most of them, as it was pointed out, we do a couple of them every month. We had 2 in front of Huntington Heights that, does anybody really know about? No, because they didn't have this impact on it. We've taken care of some streets. Thompson Street was a perennial problem. Luckily, that was on the ARPA list. I think we had a break on there like probably a couple weeks before we replaced it. I know we did on Bugby. All we needed, Bugby happens almost once a year, maybe twice. I was out there on the 4th of July once, there are all the people out there trying to do their barbecues and the street's full of water. That, I think, broke a couple weeks before the contractor was on site. So some of the worst ones have been taken care of. But as Vicki said, who knows where the next break will be? Could be anywhere.